Hey folks, it's Eric from Support Adventure, and today I'm going to tell you about how you can get a job at an MSP and some tips and tricks on how to optimize your chances of actually landing that position. So I would say that the first thing that you need to do when you when you apply for a job at an MSP is learn about MSPs, what they are and what they do. I'm actually a little bit guilty of this because I showed up in London in 2011. And basically, I didn't know what MSPs were, and I started applying jobs for them. That they're looking for IT support technicians because I was previously an IT support technician who worked on his own in his solo practice, and homes and businesses. So I knew a bit about Windows servers. I knew lots about the internet, domains and all that stuff. But I didn't really know about the MSP tool set or what MSPs were, their business model, and all that sort of stuff. So you need to know what an MSP is and basically what they do. And I mean, you can find this information online. It's not hard. But basically, the gist of it is there are companies that provide outsourced IT support services to companies. So rather than hiring someone like you to work in an architect's office, the architect's office will hire a company called an MSP to manage their IT, who will then hire you to do their IT. And so it's an added layer of business intelligence and knowledge of the industry, knowledge of tech. And it's a layer that basically works where your company is going to specialize in giving IT support to all sorts of different clients. So you're not just going to be working in one environment. You're going to be constantly jumping from, working for, maybe an architect's office to a lawyer's office to a doctor's office to, a waste removal company. It's all over the board what companies you'll encounter in the MSP space. So know that essentially what MSPs are companies that service other companies, and that your previous experience working as an IT technician in a certain company might be very different to the MSP model, and that as in my case, your previous experience working as a solo IT person serving businesses and homes around the community will be different to an MSP environment, because in the MSP space, there's an impetus on streamlining everything and making things function cohesively through the service desk and all that sort of stuff. But with that being said, most MSPs are started by people like me who had their own sort of iFix computers business. And their biggest aha moment was when they decided that they wanted to go from having, one-off break fix income, i.e., you're going to call me, I'll come and fix your computer for $50 sort of deals, to I want to have this company signed up to my company and they're going to pay me $500, $1,000 a month to maintain their IT, and it's going to be monthly recurring revenue. So that's the MSP business model, and you need to understand that. Where to find jobs with MSPs? Of course, you can go on job boards in your local region, and now in the remote world, remote job boards that actually have remote opportunities. If you want to find a work from home position, actually you can apply to Support Adventure, because that's what we offer actually. But if you want to, follow the pre-pandemic sort of trend of employment and go into an office every day, look at your local job boards, or search on Google for MSPs in your neighborhood. So you can go on Google. They don't advertise themselves as MSPs very much, because nobody knows what an MSP is outside of the MSP industry. But if you type IT support Toronto, for example, you will see a list of companies that provide outsourced IT support in Toronto, and basically you will be able to go on their website and see if they have opportunities listed there. When I moved to London and I started working with MSPs, and when I wanted to find a remote job with an MSP, what I did is I made a list of all these companies that came up on Google for IT support London. And I emailed them all an introduction letter of myself saying, hi, my name is Eric. I used to run my own IT business in Toronto, Canada. Now I'm in London, or now I'm in Belgrade. I'm looking for a remote opportunity or an in-person, whatever it was. I introduced myself, emphasizing my values of giving quality service and understanding the bridge between people and their technology, which it was a very successful very successful letter, to a level that you can expect with cold email outreach. I think I emailed about 100 companies and I got 4 or 5 responses and positions and offers based on that. So some will just reply, yeah, you need to apply through our website. Here's the form, like we do at Support Adventure, because we have a structure for hiring people. A lot of MSPs won't actually have a structure for hiring people. And if you seem like someone through your intro letter that has decent communication skills, then they will want to talk to you, because lots of people just actually respond to job posts only on job boards, and they have these like stock phrases like dear sir or madam or to whom it may concern, which are just so boring when you're looking through 100 of messages which all start that way. Anyways, stand out, focus on uniqueness and how you understand what they need in a technician and what their clients need in service, and you'll probably get an interview. So when you get an interview, to prepare for the interview, learn about the technologies that MSPs use. If it's your first MSP job, you might not know what a ticketing system is, what you're supposed to write in it, how it all works, what workflow rules are. You might not know about IT glue documentation and other documentation platforms. You might not know what an RMM is and all the beautiful ways that you can use to maintain, you can use an RMM to maintain servers and workstations remotely and control them remotely, and improve their security and monitor all sorts of aspects of their operations. But you should learn these things. So ticketing systems, RMM tools, documentation, all of this sort of stuff. If you know what it is, then it's just gonna, different types of firewalls that are used in the industry, the different versions of Windows servers, the latest cloud technologies from Microsoft and other companies. If you know about this stuff and other technicians who are applying don't, you've got a leg up on them. So get to know the stack of the technologies that MSPs use. I listed the major ones, but it's by no means a complete list. So do your research on this, because a lot of the job in the MSP space is actually based on doing your own research and knowing how to do your own research and how to get answers and make solutions for clients based on research that you do on a moment's notice in Google. So you want to highlight this skill by preparing for your interview, by understanding, from their website. Usually MSPs have a bunch of different partnerships with like Cisco, Microsoft, other companies they may deploy the technologies of, and get to know those technologies. Make a list of questions about these technologies and how they're implemented in that organization, in the MSP, how they benefit their clients by implementing these technologies, and how they as a business profit off of implementing these technologies. If you prepare on this level for going into the interview, you'll be in the top 5% of MSP technician applicants, because most of them just go in kind of like, yeah, I've got experience in IT support. I had that job in, the waste removal company for 5 years, and I did all their tech. They had like 5 workstations with Windows 2000 or whatever it was, and I learned all that. No, be on the cutting edge of at least what you can discern the MSP that you're applying for is using. And also the next thing is show that you're excited about learning more. You're excited about learning more, because if you think you already know everything about computers, the MSP space will really take you out of your comfort zone really quickly. If you were in a comfort zone in your last job where they're just using 5 workstations or something, or one type of technology, one type of printer, one type of anything, and it was all streamlined and you just sat there and did little work, then the MSP space will constantly surprise you, because it's all sorts of different technologies being thrown at you constantly. Similarly, if you were in an environment, for example, as a customer service representative in a company that was just supporting one type of software, and you think, yeah, I'm tech support, but the diversity of the MSP space and having to know networking, having to know like networking, printers, workstations, domains, cloud technologies, email, all that stuff, it's a lot more than a lot of positions in the IT industry demand of their technicians. It's really a lot more. And so you need to be willing to constantly learn new things in the MSP space and focus on conveying your ability to do things, and finding the right answers in terms of Googling things and finding out using forums, using manufacturer vendor websites and all that stuff, and show that you're the person who, if you don't know it, you can get to know it quickly, because this is the main thing that leads to success in the MSP space. Also, demonstrate your understanding of business. If you demonstrate your understanding of business, you're going to have the leg up on other applicants, because a lot of technicians don't really understand business. And I did, because I was running my own business as a technician from the age of 16. And this really showed through in the interviews, to be able to demonstrate that I know what it's like to have my own clients and fulfill their needs and get complaints and all this sort of stuff. And, constantly be there and help the clients actually improve their businesses, not just have a working computer, but what the benefit of having a computer to a business is what you can do with it. So if you understand their business, so if you understand the MSP's business, and their business is helping businesses with their technology, and you convey that you understand the clients that they have and the benefit from hiring the MSP that the clients have, and why the clients come and hire their MSP to handle their technology, and what they're using their technology, and the whole use case, and what the technology enables the end client to do. If you demonstrate this sort of knowledge and understanding of business matters and how technology pertains to business, and you convey this to MSPs in an interview, you're going to do really well. You're going to be one of their favorites, I'm pretty sure. Also, show your social skills. Now, a lot of us computer guys, and I've been this person in the past, I think I know everything about life, about technology and all this stuff, and then I'm always right about everything just because I happen to be proficient technically. But what I learned through running my own business fixing computers is that it's not just about knowing technology and understanding technology. It's about understanding that what you're there to do is to enable people to use their technology to achieve whatever they're trying to achieve in life. And you're there to bridge the gap and give nice analogies on how it all works, make it easy for them, make it pleasant for them to deal with you on the help desk, and understand them and their concerns, and how frustrated they are when something's not working, how, when they spend money, they want to get value from it, and all that sort of human stuff is very important. And this all falls under the category of social skills. So you have social skills. Now, there's a lot of people in the IT industry that don't have social skills, and they should go into something like development, where they can just narrow in on the tech. The MSP space is very much about being the bridge between people and their technology, and you need to deliver that with charisma, social skills, excellent customer service, and empathy. So if you can convey this in the interview, then you will likely be one of the best people applying. And yeah, it's very important. I mean, there's lots of geeks out there who will ultimately, like in the MSP space, like there's no room for recommending solutions that aren't going to be implemented with full understanding of what the users want from their technology. And that's why early on I stopped, recommending Linux at all. I was into it as a teenager, but it just was not easy enough to use. And there's still lots of geeks in the business who they'll get a call from Windows customer, and then they'll go over and they'll end up lecturing someone who does not care for 30 minutes about why they should use Linux for this or Linux, and it's free and so much open source and all that stuff. Who cares? You're there to help the people do what they want with their technology, and they're calling you because they hope that you're going to make it easier and feel better and provide them solutions that help them get on with their life. So understand that as well. Show that you can hold yourself accountable to do work alone. This is really important because, and the next one touches on being a team player, by the way. So it's important to have both, but doing work alone, hold yourself accountable to get assigned a task at an MSP on the ticketing system or whatever, and get it done in a reasonable amount of time, get it done according to the best practices that are laid out by the MSP, the documentation you've been provided, and just sort of, take ownership of issues and take ownership of providing a result, not having to be micromanaged or handheld all the time. as I said, you have to understand the business case of what you're doing. You have to deliver it with social skills, and you have to constantly be researching new stuff and improving your knowledge and stuff like that. And, a lot of MSPs, I can tell you, really want people who can just take the bull by the horns and solve an issue. That's one of the main things. And there's a great preference given to people who can do that. So make sure you're one of those people that all your ticket notes are on spec, all your the documentation that you leave for other technicians are on spec and useful, and that they know that if they give you something to do, you're going to do it, or you're going to get back to them with a reason why you can't, and escalate that back to them within a reasonable amount of time. That there's not just going to be a bunch of tickets on your queue that are just like rotting there. No, you don't want to do that if you want to be a good MSP player, good MSP technician. So the next one is show that you can be a team player. I've seen lots of technicians out there that are really good at the holding themselves accountable and working alone sort of thing, but they really have some weaknesses when it comes to being a part of the team, being a part of the collective that actually is the MSP, the multiple people. Because I used to be the solo IT guy. I could get everything done. I was really efficient, gave great customer service. But every time I tried to hire someone else in those early stages, it failed because I expected everybody to be as smart as me, and I expected everybody to have the same strengths and weaknesses that I did. I guess the weaknesses are always a blind spot, but the same strengths as I did, and deliver a result. And what I didn't want to do is mentor other people. And so every time I would go out of town on holiday, which when I was moving to Europe was like 3 months at a time, so half the year. It sort of failed because I was trusting that people would know what to do. But being a team player is about helping people get better at their job, helping people, raise their standards, and helping people who are good at things that you're not do help you, and helping people who are not good at the things that you're good at, helping them, and being a part of a team and knowing that it's not just you versus the world, but there's a team of people that should be constantly strengthening as a team, and that you have to do your part in helping the others. Because a lot of the time in MSPs, I see people who have this lone wolf technician mentality, and guess what? They just end up sitting in the server closets by themselves rather than actually being promoted to management, because they don't have, it's again something of social skills to know how to work in a team and to have awareness of, yeah, you're really good, but you also have to function in a system where other people can get really good and other people can get work done. So do your part in documentation, mentoring techs that are more junior to you, and helping management improve their business by raising those standards and giving the clients great service. Just be there on the team and help the team, and don't shit on other people. Honestly, like it constructive criticism given to the management and helping the management improve the structure is a good thing, but having the attitude that I'm the best tech in the world and everybody else, this idiot did this and that idiot, and it's like some MSPs, even the management behaves like that, and essentially like every week there's a new idiot of the week that they're complaining about, and everybody's crap, and it's just a horrible toxic environment after a while if the management and all of the techs in there don't actually commit to building a great environment where people can get better. And yeah, you have to watch this as a red flag. I would ask people in the interviews, ask the management in the interviews, what's an example of a tech who didn't fit in your organization and why? And then you can look for these toxic red flags of the environment they're creating. Because if you want to be a team player, then the management needs to be on board with creating a great environment, or else, it's going to be a bad team. Ask and understand the company's culture is the next point I wrote down. So this is also very important. You want to ask and understand the company's culture and find an MSP where you really fit, that embodies your values, and you want to communicate to them that you do. I mean, whatever if it's a premium MSP that wants to give the best understanding of the client's needs and the best, service to clients who are not price sensitive and aren't trying to save money, but really just want their technology to work, and someone really awesome to call, but talk about how you're willing to be a part of that culture and constantly, strive to go the extra mile to satisfy the clients. There's all sorts of different stuff, and you need to actually look on their website and find out what their values are, and talk about how you resonated with that. And people who enter the interview talking about the company that they're applying for, I mean, they do so much better than people who just show up to the interview and talk about themselves. And basically, the last thing is vibe with the hiring managers. And this is something that's, in formal cultures and cultures of people with credentials, and company cultures that are way too corporate and, based on metrics and all this stuff. This is underestimated how important this is. But the best MSPs out there that I work with, they're really nice and genuine human beings. And they really want to feel that everybody that they hire is on that level, and they can talk as human beings, and that they have that relationship with their clients too. So the difference between ending up in an MSP that's essentially a corporate meat grinder and an MSP that's actually a great place to work, that cares about you and your career, cares about their clients, and just has good vibes and insights all around on how to create a win for everybody. That's going to be how much you're able to vibe with the hiring managers, because ultimately they're going to pick the people that they like the best and who make them feel comfortable. So this means talk about your hobbies, talk about everything, present your personality so that they can see who you are. And once they've seen who you are, if you resonate with what they need, you'll get the job. So thanks a lot. My name is Eric. This is Support Adventure. I hope this helped you understand what MSPs are looking for and how to get hired with an MSP. Take care.